The lie detector test determined you.
What's up, guys? This is Ain't Gonna Lie, me boy Showtime.
And this is Broadway K.
I don't know why he did that, but he felt the need to. We're gonna get straight into it, guys. We're going to do a mock draft for our 2021 draft. We're actually gonna play off of each other. So he's gonna go first and I'll go second. And if he wants to create a trade, he can go ahead. I'm gonna go OG, and honestly, I'm probably not gonna come up with any trades because I think that the board is gonna be set for the first round. I mean, for the top 10. We're only doing top 10 because we go to 32. We probably gonna go 30 minutes into the show, and then y'all gonna be for whatever reason. So, with the first overall pick, the Jacksonville Jaguars, unless they're trading. All right.
Trade that. It's like, no, they're going to take Trevor Lawrence. And if they don't take Trevor Lawrence, somebody's going to be fired.
ASAP. Urban Meyer would be fired ASAP. That's an obvious pick. We all know that. For the number 2 overall pick, the New York Jets are going to pick Zach Wilson. It's not really that much of a surprise. I don't think he's going to do that well. I think it's a terrible team that's set up to fail. I don't really, if I was the Jets, honestly, I probably would have stuck with Darnold for another year. Unless I'm the number 1 overall pick and I'm getting Trevor Lawrence, then I'm getting rid of Sam Darnold that day. But once we became the number 2 overall pick, I would have kept Darnold. Probably would have drafted Penei Sewell and would have kept it going.
Nah, I don't think so. When you have a new coach, you want a new face of the franchise in there. Donald has been around the block, man. It just rubs people the wrong way. Even if he's good, they're going to say, oh, he's good because of me. We can get any quarterback to do this. Just get Donald out of there.
I think that's just so egotistical and stupid.
That's what coaches are, though.
But that's so stupid. But I get it, but that's still stupid. But whatever.
You gotta start over with Zach Wilson. He has the moxie. He has the personality. I think he's going to be trash, but that's just my opinion. He has all the makeup of a quarterback, so we'll see how good he's going to be.
What the hell does that even mean?
Well, he seems like a great leader. He seems like he cares about football a lot. I love his game, man.
For some reason, I see Johnny Football in him, but we'll see.
you know what ruined Johnny Football's career? I just found this out.
Drinking?
You know what his roommate was?
Who?
When he first got to the league?
Who?
Josh Gordon. No chance.
All right, so now with the number 3 overall pick that was traded and ruined the draft for my team, the Panthers, the 49ers had traded with the Miami Dolphins.
This is going to be an easy pick. They're going to take... Oh,
go ahead.
They're going to take Trey Lance.
Trey Lance? That actually makes sense.
It makes no sense to draft Mac Jones, who's the most pro-ready of all the quarterbacks, when Jimmy Garoppolo's still there. What they're going to do, they're either going to draft Jimmy Garoppolo and trade him once he has a good game before the trade deadline, or he's going to play the whole year, and then they're going to trade him the next year. So why not get the youngest quarterback in the draft who needs time to develop instead of getting Mac Jones? Makes no sense.
Funny thing is, though, I actually agree with that. People are like, the murmurs of that is that it's going to be Mac Jones, but in my opinion, it makes 0 sense because a lot of people don't have Mac Jones as like a mid to late first round pick. Some have a second.
That's smart, though.
So I mean, I don't think that's smart. If you're not going to trade all those assets for a player that's probably going to be there for you, it makes sense because Trey Lance has got projections from top 5 all the way to late first round. So it makes more sense.
I will say, though, I feel like the more people have dove into the film, they understand how good Mac Jones is now.
I disagree.
So I feel like that's why the 49ers, he doesn't have a bad game on tape.
Okay. Anyways, so with the number 4 overall pick, the Atlanta Falcons will pick Kyle Pitts.
Which is the right pick?
That is probably the smartest pick. Unfortunately, some people are going to say they should go defense because their defense is terrible. That is a fact. But this is not a strong, like, unless it's going to be Michael Parsons. That's the only defender that I'm like, get him. But I don't really see them doing that. I think they're going to go offense. It makes no sense at all to draft a quarterback. You're locked in with Matt Ryan for the next 2 years because of that contract. You need to, and realistically, and I'm a Panthers fan. I don't like Matt Ryan. but he's not a bad quarterback.
Yeah, like I don't know what's been going on around
Yeah.
the league, but this Jared Goff and Matt Ryan slander has gone way too far.
Yeah, it's not where he's not bad, bro. He's not the reason. Put it like this. He's not the reason why y'all have the number 4 overall pick. He's not the reason.
He's the only reason they're good
Like,
in games.
I'm sorry, bro. Like, it's not his fault that they collapsed like 4 or 5 games because of their defense and special team and their head coach
Well,
that got
I
fired.
think that's his fault, but
I don't.
yeah.
Like that Cowboys game, how you gonna blame him? He never touched the ball. But regardless, like I said, Kyle Pitts is the move. At the end of the day, you have Calvin Ridley, Julio Jones, and you have Kyle Pitts. You're not stopping that. There's genuinely nothing you can do about that offense. Who cares who plays running back?
Seriously, yeah.
It's over for. It's
I don't
over.
care. Yeah, I don't care if I don't care if Trevor Lawrence play running back.
It really don't matter. Like I'm in the red zone, especially. Even though Julio don't really catch passes, but you got Kyle Pitts now to alleviate from Julio. So Julio might even start catching some touchdown passes.
Easy.
All right, but yeah, that's my pick for number 4.
5th. This is the easiest decision I've ever had to make in any mock draft. Jamar Chase, not even close.
Are you kidding me?
This is not even close. Like, people are so Devontae Smith crazy. They forgot that Jamar Chase is like 30 times better than Devontae.
But did you also forget about that left tackle? That
Yeah. Like, I've been telling Josh this for years. People don't understand this. People don't understand quarterbacks make the left tackle. Okay? That's just what happens. Every year I've watched with the Patriots, oh my goodness. This left tackle, Nate Solder's the best left tackle in the league. He goes to the Giants. The Giants don't have no offensive line. Trent Brown goes to the Raiders. Oh, he's the highest paid left tackle in the league. Now he's back on the Patriots. Every year, every left tackle Tom Brady plays with, people make up in their mind that he's good and he gets a new contract. It's the reason why Tom Brady gets through his progressions fast, gets rid of the ball quick. He's mobile inside the pocket. If your quarterback can't get through his progressions, he's not going to be good. He's going to take sacks. Prime example, Deshaun Watson. He gets sacked all the time because his pocket awareness is not there.
You know, that I actually agree with. A lot of people don't talk about that.
Russell Wilson, too. Just holding on to the ball, just running around. It's the NFL, man. You got linemen running 4.4s. It's the reason why we spanked the Chiefs and the reason we spanked the Packers. Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes think they're going to run around and dance my defense. No, sir. Devin White runs a 4.4. Not going to happen. Take Jamar Chase. He's the best non-quarterback in this draft. Outside of Trevor Lawrence, he's clearly the second best player. He also has grown 2 inches since he was last seen on the field. He was 6'1" when he had 1,800 yards and 20 touchdowns. Now he's 6'3". He's still fast. He ran a 4.38, so that's pro day speed. I would say that's about a 4.42. He's the real deal. Best non-quarterback in the draft, Jamar Chase.
Bengals, if y'all do that, y'all stupid.
Who's going to stop Jamar Chase and T.
Y'all
Higgins?
better draft Penei Sewell, but if you don't, I'm going to be very happy.
Who's going to stop them? Jamar Chase and T. Higgins.
I'm just letting you know. I hope y'all don't. Side note, where did AJ Green sign?
He's on the Cardinals. So
Okay, cool.
Good luck checking them.
I just had a brain fart. All right, so with the number 6 overall pick that was traded from the Eagles, now the Miami Dolphins have it, and I'm gonna double dip and get a receiver as well. I think that helping Tua as much as you possibly can for that dink and dunk dude is gonna help him a lot. So I'm gonna go Waddle. I know some people are gonna say Devontae Smith. The only reason why is just because I do believe they're gonna just go for the bigger player, and I do think people are gonna be scared because the fact that homie only weighed 165. So
which is crazy.
That is wild. But I think people are going to be scared off from that, and I do think that they're going to go Waddle. I personally would rather them go Devontae Smith because at the end of the day, I'm looking at Waddle's numbers. None of them are eye-opening at all.
Fun fact, though, at the time when Waddle got hurt, his numbers were better than Devontae Smith. So.
That's cool. I mean, but at the end of the day, that doesn't really shock me too much because, obviously, the one player goes, you got to carry the load. That happens. But regardless, I'm going to say Waddle. And I honestly don't think Waddle's going to ball out like everybody thinks, but I think he's going to be the next pick.
I think he's going to be good. It's just going to be a different kind of... He's going to be like Curtis Samuel. He's not going to be a traditional receiver. He's going to be like
if he's a Curtis Samuel,
gadget player.
Then he's not worth that pick. And I love Curtis Samuels. But
For that team, he is.
Okay.
Will Fuller.
It's your turn.
Okay.
Well,
It's the 7th pick.
This is 7 picks, so we're going to Detroit Lions.
Micah Parsons, not even close. Y'all saw what Tom Brady did
Explain to them why they shouldn't go quarterback, because that's another person. that
Jared
said
Goff is the most underrated player in the league. I don't know
That's not
what
true,
type
but-
of football y'all watch. Jared Goff has already made 2 Pro Bowls and played in the Super Bowl.
that. We don't value Pro Bowls anymore, bro. That's
Jared
a popular
Goff
comment.
actually deserved to make the Pro Bowl those years. He threw for 4,500 yards and over 30 touchdowns. This idea that Jared Goff is somehow like some type of bad quarterback, I don't know what football y'all watch. He literally just won a playoff game against y'all beloved Russell Wilson last year, who y'all swear is like the greatest quarterback.
He didn't have a great game though.
Yes, he did.
He was also hurt.
Exactly. He was hurt and still won. Then he completed 80%, almost 80% of his passes against the Packers with a hurt Cooper Kupp in that game. I just don't get it. Like, what are y'all watching? Jared Goff wins playoff games. He's been to a Super Bowl. He makes Pro Bowls. Y'all think Sean McVay is that good to what y'all now trying to convince yourself Jared Goff is not good? I saw in the mock draft, they redid that year, mock draft, had Jared Goff going in the second round. Y'all are crazy. Crazy. Michael Parsons is the pick. Tom Brady threw for 350 yards in the first half against the Lions. That's all I needed to say. There's no reason. Tom Brady, if he would have got to play in the second half, he would have threw for 700 yards on y'all. So, that Michael Parsons.
Best defensive player in this draft.
And they already took Okuda, so it doesn't make sense to take Surtain here.
I agree. I mean, 2 super young corners. I wouldn't really trust that. It doesn't make sense. That's crazy how the number 8 pick falls to me. My Panthers. So there's a lot to go here. We have Penei Sewell. You have Justin Fields. Which one do you want? Realistically, I do think if both are on the table, I think the Panthers will probably go the Penei Sewell route. It probably will make the most sense for them. But it's my damn mock draft. Go Justin Fields. And the reason why I'm going Justin Fields is simply because you don't trust Sam Darnold. You don't trust your future with Sam Darnold. We've seen 3 seasons of him. It's not anything to brag about. He could be very good, but at the end of the day, you don't want to, bank your whole future on that. Especially since, like they say, next year's draft class for quarterbacks is going to be kind of weak. And if he's asked, you best believe we will be picking top 5 again. And the reason why I think you go Justin Fields is because I will play it like this. Justin Fields can sit a year. If this progression thing is real, he can develop that. He's a smart kid. I've seen QB1, even though I've seen QB 11, Elite 11 that he made me watch. Not made me watch, but he told me to watch. He had to go through his progressions in that. And he did very well, and that's what NFL quarterbacks
MVP
teaching him.
of that Carolina.
And as I recall, he beat Trevor Lawrence. So this whole progression thing kind of doesn't make sense to me. But even if he does sit a year, Sam Darnold, let's say he has a decent year. Guess what that means for the next year? Trade bait. We can trade to either or. We could trade Sam if he has a good year.
Quarterback controversy, bad for the locker room.
That's not bad for the locker room. I think these adults, they know they're professionals, and that is what it is. But you trade one of them, which would be Sam Darnold, and you can get back what you traded him for. And he's also only going to cost $18 million, which is cheap for a quarterback, and he's still young. So like I said before, it makes, in my opinion, sense to go the route of draft Fields. Let's see how Sam Darnold does. If he's asked, we can bench him and put in Justin Fields. Teddy's going to get traded, hopefully to the Broncos, and then we just move on from there. So that's my pick.
Wow. Justin Fields. I will say this. If Justin Fields goes to the Panthers, there's no way you start Sam Darnold. No way in Hell's Kitchen.
I'm telling you, Justin Fields, Christian McCaffrey, we got Robbie Anderson,
what the hell is the
DJ
point
Moore.
of Sam? Just trade Sam Darnold now.
Ooh, wee.
This is exactly what the Broncos dream of happening. May not happen, but if it does, Broncos are back. You hear me? They're back. Mac Jones, baby. Mac Jones. Mac Jones falls to 9, and what do we hear in college? Oh my goodness, Mac Jones. He has an embarrassment of riches at receiver. Look who he's throwing to. He's throwing to Waddle. He's throwing to Devontae. Well, guess what? Now he's getting one of his old receivers, Jerry Jeudy. He's throwing to him. He's also throwing to a Pro Bowl receiver, Cortland Sutton, 6'5", big target, going right past you, ball over top of your head. And who else? KJ Hamler in the slot, Noah Fant at tight end, Melvin Gordon in the backfield. Good luck. Mac Jones, like I said earlier, 0% chance he's a bust, especially if you go to the damn Broncos. And they got Von Miller and Justin Simmons on defense. They back. I'm telling you, they back.
No, I don't agree. But anyways, if they do draft them, I mean, Okay. But I have the number 10th overall pick, and that is going to be the Dallas Cowboys.
Big surprise here.
I'm telling you right now, if they have the number 10 pick and this draft works the way they, if this works this way, bro, they don't jump on Patrick Surtain, you're tripping. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, physical guy, physical corner. And I would love to draft a player that had a dad that was successful in the NFL as well, because I feel like they have that mental edge and they know a lot more about the game than anybody else. Because
Antoine
obviously,
Winfield Jr.
There you go.
Play for the Bucks.
I mean, you got
Super Bowl.
Clay Matthews. Like, I mean, you could honestly keep going with all these guys. Like, there's plenty of people who just have families like that are just, top of the game. Oh, you're talking
Metcalf.
Yeah, Christian Metcalf. Like, I mean,
McCaffrey. I don't know why he said.
I said Metcalf because you said Metcalf. Yeah, Christian McCaffrey. Yeah, like, you got so many people that, like, once again, they dads in the NFL, they just have that mental edge. So, I mean, Patrick Surtain's there, you better take him ASAP. And your defense has just gotten so much better. So, that is our top 10. We didn't do any trades. I will say, as far as trades go, if there were teams that would trade, it's obviously going to be the Falcons. I think they're down to trade. I do think the Panthers will be down to trade. The only way they're not trading is if this scenario happens and there's Penei Sewell and Justin Fields. Ain't no way in hell they trade. You have to get the farm for us to trade. So like I said, it depends on how the draft works, but I do think the Panthers.
Yeah, I would need about 16 first-round picks. In the third.
Yeah. If you go on that, let's say. So I do think the Lions, I think the Falcons, and the Panthers are the three teams that are tradable. Maybe the Broncos, depending on if Justin Fields and Mac Jones, are there. Maybe the Patriots try to trade up, but I don't see too many trades honestly happening for this first top 10 picks.
Unpopular opinion: the Patriots should not trade up.
I agree.
They should trade down and then draft Kyle Trask.
I don't agree as far as drafting Kyle Trask, but I do believe
Why does nobody like Kyle Trask? He threw 40 touchdowns.
We'll talk about that another time.
6'5", 240.
But I don't believe that they should even go quarterback early. Like, bro, build around your team. Get your team first. Like, your defense is fine, but you still need your wide receiver. Cam Newton's there.
8 touchdowns last year.
I'm sorry, he had 21 touchdowns.
8 passing touchdowns to 10 picks. If you go
hold on. 21 touchdowns to 10 picks, but
okay, like I always say, if we're gonna do rushing touchdowns, throw the fumbles in there.
Okay, go ahead.
He fumbled a lot. I saw it with my own eyes.
He did fumble, but I mean, you make it. He wasn't freaking. What's his name? From the Giants. He wasn't Daniel Jones. Yeah. He always say so. Let's calm that down. But put it like this. Homie didn't have no help at all. That was one of the worst offenses in the league. And no, that's just a fact. And not to mention, like I said, when they were in the red zone, if anybody watched the Patriots game and you watched their offense, you saw what they did in the red zone. They never threw the ball. They constantly ran the ball.
Daniels was a genius.
Who's y'all?
Now
who's y'all?
Josh McDaniels wasn't drawing up plays. That's all I heard when Brady was there. Brady has Josh McDaniels.
He always making it about Brady. I ain't talking about Brady, and I don't be hating on Brady. I've already called Brady the GOAT. I'm just simply saying that at the end of the day, that the Patriots definitely didn't help Cam in whatsoever. But that's beyond the point. That's our top 10 picks.
Before we go, all right, anybody out here, you watch football, you watch basketball, you're not allowed to say I didn't have help when you play like garbage. You have 8 touchdowns and 10 picks. I don't want to hear I had no help.
You have 21 touchdowns, but, carry on.
I don't want to hear I didn't have no help.
21 touchdowns.
Now, if you're a good player,
how you nitpicking?
You can say you don't have help.
Hold on. Question.
I always do that.
Since when did passing touchdowns and rushing touchdowns, when were they different?
Touchdown to interception ratio is what I do passing wise.
But why does that matter?
But
you're a dual threat quarterback. You're handicapping a whole part of a person's game by saying
I didn't say he wasn't a great one.
That's just like me going to Steph Curry and then talk about, and I take away his 3 points. I sit here and say we're only gonna talk about his layups.
He's still top 5 in the league in percentage at the rim, so
that's not but that's not where but what makes him special? His threes. And that's my point. You can't take away what makes a person special just to fit your narrative. You say what?
He would still be an all-star if he didn't shoot threes.
Okay, that's also a good point, but that's not my point of what I'm saying, though. I'm saying you take away a person's, but is he still
I'm not taking that away. I'm talking about his story.
Okay, put like this.
I'm not talking about
hold on, I'm just saying. If they took away the 3-point game, does that not still change? Does that not completely change his game? Does that make him less valuable? Yes.
I mean, this is the thing about
that's
Curry.
Just a fact.
This is a bad example for you because Curry is going to finish top 10 in mid-range percentage at the rim, and threes.
But I'm saying, but now that's not my argument because, like I said, does he become less valuable? Yes.
No.
Yes, he does.
No, he doesn't.
Okay.
He's still good.
We'll disagree on that because I do believe if you take away the 3-point, if you took away the 3-point shot, is Steph Curry now going to be limited because he can't score more points than a freaking regular like Shaq or a guy who can't shoot threes? Yes, they're going to be scoring the same amount of points now. The 3-point game is an anomaly. Not as an anomaly. I'm tripping today. You knew what I'm trying to say. I don't know why, but regardless, you know that is what makes him special.
But when I say that, I'm talking about touchdown to interception ratio because of their passing game. I'm not.
We're wrapping people up right now. Regardless, that's beyond the point. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the draft. That's our top 10 picks. Tell me, guys, who do you think is going to be in the top 10? Who do you think we left out? Do you think there's going to be any trades? Let us know. Once again, follow us on AGL Podcast. Make sure that you follow us on YouTube and make sure you comment. Thank you. This is Showtime Sanders.
This is Broadway K. Peace and love.